Yo, rewind that with B-High and Mariah J.
Back with another episode of Yo Rewind That. I'm your host, B.High. And I just recently added a new co-host. Well, she's been on the show before, but she's on here now permanently. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, y'all. Go ahead. Put the round of applause on. It's me, Mariah J. Yes, I'm officially a co-host with B.High.
Yeah, I had to change the name up because somebody else already has the name B-High in Atlanta. But I feel I'm the real B-High. But yeah, so we're going to get in today's episode. We got a special guest, but we're going to get into all this Corona stuff first.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Y'all are getting on my nerves. It's too much. Y'all doing too much. Just relax.
Fighting in the stores over tissue, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, it is crazy. These videos that we're seeing of people going postal, it makes no sense.
Over tissue.
I
do want to add first, a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember, but it was recent. It was before the virus was still going on, and I think we had our first case here in Atlanta. But you remember that day when I came back in here with those peeps, those Fruit Loop peeps?
Yes.
So when I was in the store that day, it wasn't quite crazy yet, but I started seeing a lot of Lysol cans disappearing. There was some left. And I made sure I bought one.
Oh my gosh. Because I remember you was telling me about you was going to go get some Lysol.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we got some.
But I was just going to get it just, keep the area spray down here at work or whatever. So anyway.
Yeah. And at work, we keep a stash. I don't know. Like, I just don't understand how y'all not clean already. They already told you that all you have to do is wash your hands. Don't put your hands where your mouth is and around your face. And this is stuff that we should do daily.
Definitely. And stop doing that 1900s. Cover your mouth with your hands. That's out. That's been out for what, 20 years now?
Exactly. And then some people do one better. They don't even cover their mouth. They just be coughing in the air.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
And you can hear the difference. You definitely can hear the difference.
And them sneezers that sneeze and the mist get all over you. I hate that, man. That pisses me off.
The wet ones.
Now, they do that now, they're going to get shot. So everybody better be covering up.
Everybody's scared to cough now. The allergies, the pollen is starting, and people getting allergies, and you don't even want to cough. You don't want to do nothing.
Yes.
You trying to hold that cough in.
Yes, you're right. But you know what this remind me of? Over the summer when that sandwich came out.
The chicken Popeye.
The chicken Popeye sandwich. It came out that one week when I went to go get the sandwich. Nobody wasn't in line. They was even offering me. You know how when you pull up to the drive-thru and they offer you the sandwich and be like, "Would you like to try so and so?" I'm like, "No, I want the nuggets. I want to try that mess."
I stayed in Popeyes though. I always got the chicken fingers.
Yeah, well, the chicken finger, I said nuggets, but yeah. So I got that. So the next time I went back, I got the chicken sandwich, and again, won't nobody in the line like that. That next week, the phenomenon hit, and people were all wrapped around the building. The next time I went back and selling the chicken sandwich for $25 a piece.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, that chicken sandwich was good, but I'm not gonna spend no $25. That's a crab meal. That's a crab leg meal.
Yeah, from Juicy Crab. Shout out to Juicy Crab.
Juicy Crab, plug the crab pot off Old National.
Yes. So yeah, it was just like that. So the next week, I want to say, is when the sanitizer start disappearing and the Lysol. Hand soap was still there. People made a meme about the hand soap. Now the hand soap has disappeared.
That's because everybody catching them.
Yeah.
Like, y'all wasn't thinking about no darn soap. All y'all trying to do is sanitize.
Next, then watch this. The body wash is going to disappear. Because ain't nobody think about that. You can wash your hands with body wash too.
Yeah, true. Because in the dish soap.
Yeah, that too. I saw a lot of that going last night too, because you can wash your hands with that. We used to do that back growing up. My aunt used to get mad all the time. We wash our hands.
Especially if it's right there, because you like, go to the bathroom. Nobody trying to go to the bathroom.
Nah.
All the way upstairs or all the way somewhere.
Down
we was lazy.
So talk about this fight. You said they were fighting over tissue?
Yes. So it looked like it had to be like a Kroger or something. And it was these two ladies. I think they were probably like Hispanic or a different race, and there was a one black lady. So the black lady, the Hispanic ladies, they had a cart full of toilet paper.
Gotcha.
So the black lady was like, hey, can I just get one? And then I think she might have, or they might have tried to reach for it at the same time, but you can't really tell with the video. All you see is them tussling over the the toilet paper. And then, so the mom and the daughter, they were the two women. They was some ride or dies because the mom, she was a little older. They jumped the lady. And so she was, but the lady, the black lady, she wasn't letting up. She was getting both of them. And then that's when like the store, the workers from the store started to get involved. And they like, the black lady was like, can I just get one? And they like, no. So then he looked like a manager. He tried to come in and was like, ladies, you get off of the toilet paper. Get off. You can't have this many because it's going so fast. So they're like, no, arguing with him. He said, he's not about to deal with this. So he started calling like authorities. And then that's when the video ended. But I'm like, really?
Yeah, somebody got stabbed in a video I seen on the AJC.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it was over, but I just know, somebody got stabbed and they showed the person getting, what do you call it, on the gurney, taking them out? Is that what you call it?
The gurney.
What do you call that little thing they take them out on the
stretcher?
Yeah, the stretcher. Ambulance. That's what you call it? I thought it was a gurney.
I don't even know what a gurney is. Oh, it might be.
I could be saying it wrong, but yeah.
And then when you go online and Amazon and all of that, they upcharging for Lysol wipes, the
$50 for that mess.
Child, you do not pay that on a regular. And you know, the dollar store be having some good cleaning supplies too.
Yeah, they do. Oh,
get your little Fabuloso.
I heard two people sleeping on the dollar stores. They're not even thinking about going to the dollar stores, like, Family Dollar, Dollar General.
No, I heard it was packed too.
They're packed now? Okay. Well, I heard a couple of those stores, they still had that stuff in there.
But all in all, with this coronavirus, just wash your hands and just be mindful.
Too,
yes. Well, I mean, that was a given, but nowadays
some
it's not.
People don't.
Nowadays that's not a given. But just wash your hands after you do everything that, like, it's just regular life. Yeah. I don't understand.
Quick tip too. The word is how to make your own hand sanitizer. It's alcohol and aloe.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So just to give you a quick tip.
And aloe's cheap too. So and alcohol. So that's a cheap little
thing.
Yeah,
alcohol for what? Cents now, can't you? Like, some stores.
Or maybe like $1 or something. Yeah. But and aloe is pretty good. I use that for my hair.
Peroxide too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you somewhat wash your hands with it. Just sprinkle it all over your hands. If all fails, if you don't have anything, that kills germs. Another thing I'm seeing on Instagram is these conspiracy theories.
Now, tell me about this because I didn't come across this.
So basically, if you put up a fact, say like one I seen like every election year, there's like some type of virus or something. Instagram will blur it out and give you a warning before reading it and tell you why the fact is incorrect. Or like, for instance, I saw another one people put on the back of Lysol. It says to get rid of the coronavirus.
And they blurred it out?
Yeah, they blurred it out because they stated another fact. Yes, it gets rid of the coronavirus, but maybe not this type of virus. It doesn't cure it is what they're saying, is what I think they were trying to get to.
Oh, okay.
Because somebody was saying that the coronavirus can be cured by Lysol. No, it can't. You put that chemical in your body if you want to, and you're gonna be pushing dirt.
Facts.
So yeah, that's one of the things I'm seeing, and of course, the jokes, ATL, the whole club scene is like the Corona parties and all that. Oh my
gosh, that was so funny. I just
they charging for Lysol shots. Tissue.
It was walking around like when they about to bring the bottles out.
Yeah, with Lysol, with the sprinklers and stuff. Somebody should reenact that. I mean, we have the nightlife to do it here in the A, man.
No, listen, I saw a video of somebody with the hand sanitizer in the spring.
Oh, they got the sparklers. Wow. Well, I'm talking about like an actual production of it.
Oh, yeah.
To make it look realistic.
Like how the Chappelle Show used to do.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing strippers still stripping. They ain't missing out on that money. Boy.
At all. And first of all, they got to sanitize the pool anyway.
Yeah, oh, they do. Yeah, every time. Yeah, I did see them.
But the thing is, that money.
That money? Oh, hell no. I don't want to touch no money right now.
No, but you saw that. It was like a meme. And it said, yeah, the coronavirus is getting crazy. This is spreading through money. So don't send any money. If you want your money clean, just put it in the envelope and send it to me. I'll take care of it. I'm like, facts.
Out of all the people in the world, I'm sure somebody's gonna fall for that.
I'm telling you, because they ain't read the whole thing.
No.
They just started reading the top and then stopped at the middle, and they're like, "Oh, all right, what's her address?"
Yeah, I need my money clean. I don't want to catch this corona.
And you know what we call it, the Rona.
The Rona, yeah. You know how we do. We already got to have a nickname for stuff.
We play too much. That's why we don't take nothing serious.
Hey, a song coming soon. I'm telling you, and it's gonna be a hit.
Cause he got that Rona. Got that Rona. Hey, got that Rona. Got that Rona.
Twerking everything.
I was about to bust out turkey. Let me chill.
But yeah, this whole thing is crazy. Also, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patty's. We got on our green.
Yes. I hope y'all doing the same too.
Listen, I ain't Irish, but it's just a fun holiday to celebrate.
And if somebody try to pinch you, you can knock the hell out of them now because of the corona.
Facts.
Like, don't touch me. Back up.
But now the only people that's gonna be touching you is the people in your house, because everybody got to be off for 2 weeks
stuff,
or work from home for 2 weeks. I'm not gonna say that I'm mad at that.
No, I ain't mad at that.
I'm not mad at that at all.
But it's just sometimes it can be a hassle of working from home.
And sometimes you just feel so confined, like
yeah. So I'm kind of be glad when it's over with. However, I do like working from home. I'm sure it's gonna last a week, but that second week, I'm like, look, I'm over this.
I know, right?
You can't wear any fresh outfits or anything.
I'm gonna be happy because I get to save my gas money.
That too, yeah, that's a plus. Mm-hmm. Even though gas is cheap. See that?
Listen, they did that on purpose.
Shit that don't make sense.
But I'm about to stock up on gas. I'm probably gonna get me the gas. What is it? The gas fill.
What you talking about? The gas. The joint. The
handle,
container,
the holder one. Yeah, the container. I'm gonna fill that up, and I'm gonna fill my car up. They ain't about to play me. Gas. Yeah. I saw gas was $1.99.
Yeah. And it's gonna go cheaper.
Yeah, and then this Atlanta traffic, it was a breeze.
All week long.
All week. I said, "Oh, thank you, Corona."
Because it usually take an hour for me to get to work.
It take me an hour and a half, maybe an hour. Well, an hour and 45 minutes to get home from work on a nice day. A rainy day, 2 hours.
Oh yeah. When it's
2 hours straight.
over with. Now everybody's working from home. Kids are out of school, so. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week, these next 2 weeks. And the government got a website. Y'all go do y'all research on that. I don't know. It's supposed to be ready Sunday.
Oh, yeah, because that's what
for you to put your symptoms in the on the Google. Website, on Google. And then you go to like one of these parking lots at Target. What is it, Walgreens?
Yeah, Target, Walgreens. I think they said Walmart too, and CVS. Yeah, they was doing all of that at the address.
So y'all make sure y'all be up on that. Know your information when it comes to that to help, let this die down so we can get back to partying, man. Because look, I ain't gonna be confined in the summertime.
Facts. And the summertime is coming. This weather is getting nice too. Yes. I was like, hold up.
And we in Atlanta once again, like
hold up.
You know how summers are here.
Yes. And this weather is 77 today. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and some people staying at home.
And we out. I don't care. That Rona ain't stopping nothing over here.
Nah. Yeah, we got the sanitizers in here. Sanitizer wipes and hand sanitizer. And Clorox wipes.
We use soap and water when we wash our hands after the bathroom.
And we washed our ass today.
Yes, I took a nice shower. So, yeah.
But my barber was tripping, though. This dude
Put
had
him
the
on
mask
blast,
on and the gloves, man.
Yes. He was not trying to get that. He's trying to make that money. Forget what y'all heard.
And the person before me had closed the door. He got mad as hell. He started cussing. He said, man, I don't know why that motherfucker would close the door with this shit going on. Now I got to open the door. Shit, people got to touch it. I thought he was mad at me because I closed it back like I found it. But no, he was mad at the person
who closed it in the first place.
Yeah, the first place.
He is real scared.
All right, y'all, we about to get into this interview with our special guest.
She's a mother, actress, comedian.
Let's welcome
Angelique Bates.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're
pretty
great.
Good.
We're great.
Thank you.
Just trying to get over this corona thing.
Oh gosh. Yeah. The world is going crazy.
Yes. And if you hear me cough or anything, it's just a little stuffy in here. I don't have a
She gave
Rona.
you the
I don't
look.
have a Rona.
That's
She
why
gave you
I'm
the
over
look.
here.
And I think I'm developing allergies right now, and my eyes are like puffing up. I'm like, hold up. I'm too
Ooh.
old to start developing allergies.
Oh, see, that's why I'm in this little square right here. I was like,
You like, keep that over there.
right. No, it's crazy. Like I had ordered some stuff online because like trying to go into the stores and everything.
Yeah.
And that, first of all, I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
Second of all, I tried, like I said, I tried to do online, and one of the stores I went to online was Target, and I had this whole list of stuff that I ordered, and the lady was like texting me every second, like they're out, they're
Yep.
out, they're out.
Wow.
Like,
And then and sometimes they try to give you like not the brand that you asked for, something similar, but even that
Right.
was out.
Yeah, the
'Cause
off brand, yeah.
they was fighting in the stores. You ain't want to be in there
Yeah.
anyway.
Yes.
it made her like 2 hours behind. My best friend went to Costco in California, and the line was ridiculous. Like she got there 45 minutes early, and there was already a line to get in.
Dang, that's crazy.
And
Yeah,
then I
same
saw one,
thing
it was
here.
wrapped all the way around out in the parking lot.
Yeah, it was on the verge of that. Yeah,
was
by the time
crazy.
she came out, it was like, But like people said, it makes you wonder. Like, so we weren't washing our hands before, we weren't using toilet tissue.
That's what I'm saying. Growing up in my house, we always did that. Make sure you wash your
Right.
hands before you eat. You come in the house, you need to wash your hands. And we don't even touch the doors. I pull my sleeve down. I go like, I do extra. I was telling him that. I'm like, now.
Exactly.
Stuff we learn in elementary school. People like seems like
Right.
they just now want to do it. It's crazy.
Right, yeah, do this.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, but it is crazy that we were taught to cover our mouth with our hands. Like this was back in the 90s now. Like this was a
Right.
thing back in the 90s. Like most, like I say the last 10, 20 years.
They start
it was
telling
like,
you your
know,
elbow.
Yeah, your elbow.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, it does make sense. But it's like all of those years, it's like, and then you're
And shaking
touching-
hands
Yep.
and stuff. Like
And nobody washing their hands after that. Or
No,
grabbing a
they
little
barely-
hand sanitizer.
They barely do it after the bathroom. And I know you guys, I'm not going to say no names, but I know you guys saw the clip where
oh yeah, we heard it.
television host, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, who does that? But that's why I always tell people, my mom used to always tell me, don't always eat at people's house. My grandmother used to say that.
Because you never know.
Them potlucks, all that, no.
Yeah.
And didn't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
They don't see a problem. And I'm not going to say who they are, but they know.
Right. But we were the crazy ones.
Extra precautious.
Yes.
Right.
So let's get into this interview. All right.
So we're gonna start off like tell the listeners like a little bit more about you. We know, but let them know.
Okay, well, I'm from a television show. Like I always make it sound like it's like
Like
tiny.
just
I'm
some
from a
little thing.
television show.
Legendary television show.
Like, come on.
Legendary television show on Nickelodeon called All That. I was one of the series regulars, one of the originals for the pilot first and second season with Kel Mitchell, Kenan Thompson, Josh Server, Lisa
Yes.
Reyes, Katrina Johnson. See, now that I said all the names, I got to say all the names now.
Exactly. Yes.
That was the original cast I was from. I have done other things since then. I was doing stand-up comedy at the Laugh Factory. I was actually one of the first African-American females, youngest one to actually graduate from that camp, Dave Chappelle and
what's up.
Jane Moore.
And we love the Chappelle show.
Yes.
Mr. Chappelle.
And David Wayans, it was actually his camp, and that was my first paying gig that I did. 35 and ticking with Linnell and Kevin Hart and Mike Epps.
Oh
and
my gosh.
I've been keeping it busy. Like a lot of people don't even realize that they are seeing me in certain things because they're so used to the girl with the braids or like the amount of hair is colored. But it's just like they see me make other roles more iconic, and then they're like, "Oh, that person!" Like I think I did Eric, what was it? I forget now. Anyway, some show on Comedy Central. And it's like, I think it's Eric the Awesome Show. It's two of them. And I played this girl called the Bubba Lady. And I had no idea that this show was so iconic, but it's like a cult show apparently.
Gotcha.
And I was pregnant with my daughter. I was literally pregnant, and they wanted a pregnant girl. When they hired me, they didn't even realize I was the girl from All That.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you are grown up.
Right, pregnant and everything. And I had like these things
Real
jumping out
grown.
my stomach.
So tell us a little bit more about your upbringing and acting. That's where we're going to start. Like, what got you to All That?
And how old were you when you first started acting?
Okay, well, my mother, my mom was a single parent. She put me in when I was 9 months old.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty much in this from a baby, didn't really have too much of a choice. I always tell people my first nude job, actually my only nude job, was a Borax ad where I was a baby.
Oh, wow.
So I think it was like probably had something to do with diapers or something.
I was going to say it had the little butt out.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was, from day one, it seemed like I was always working with legends because I believe, I hope I don't mess up his name, but Tony Lando from The Odd Couple.
Mm-hmm.
It was, so apparently he was one of the ones that was in the ad. So it's like from day one, I was working with legends.
So he was destined to be.
Yeah.
Right. Ended up being a legend from what I hear.
Exactly. Fill in the blanks.
Right.
You're a legend.
So, from that point, my mom had me doing a lot of theater, which theater is like my main love. I love to dance. I love to sing. The stage is just like, you just come to life, it's like you can be any character you want. And it's just like, once you're looking out, you just zone out everything in the world around you. Nothing matters in this for whatever, whether it's 30 minutes or it's an hour, you're changing people's life and you're distracting them.
Mm-hmm. So you've done Broadway?
Not on Broadway yet, but I'm going to manifest it.
That's a goal.
I did a lot of theater in California.
Okay.
Paramount Studios actually had a troupe that a theatrical troupe. I was part of a group called the Theater Rascals that went to the Amazing Grace Conservatory, which is Wendy Raquel Robinson's.
Oh, okay. I love her.
Yes. And actually, when she came to Theater Rascals, she had just come from, I forget which state she's from, but she was a hip hop teacher. So she started out as our hip hop teacher and came to California to pretty much be a star. And fast forward.
And she was a star. Because I loved her on Steve Harvey show.
Yes. And actually she had the school then. It was crazy. Yeah. So we had Merlin Santana, rest in peace. Everybody came through there.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite actors too.
Yes, Santana, and it was so humble. It was like he would always come up to the school because we would have it on weekends, and he would come to the school and speak to the kids. And we just have different celebrities that would come through. Like I think Brandy came through, a couple other artists, and and it's something that we did for the inner city kids. And I was one of those inner city kids.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. In the heart of Crenshaw.
Oh. Okay. I don't know nothing about that life.
Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Right.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Well, we weren't on that far down, but
yeah.
But I was like kissing with that. Okay. So what are some things that you've missed in your childhood that you wish you could have done?
A childhood. No,
exactly.
Just probably the normal aspects of it. Like, even though I got the show in 92, that means I probably was like around 11, 12 years old. And I was just doing, theater and commercials, and it was nothing as major as all that. I still wasn't really allowed to have a regular life. I wasn't able to go out play with the kids. I wasn't able to, do sleepovers. Thank God for not having sleepovers now. But things that.
But no, sleepovers was fun, and also to socialize with the people that's your age. Girls. Yes. And I was gonna ask, did you have any girlfriends as you were younger? Because you need that. And
I do want to add, back in those days, in the 90s, sleepover was probably different now. Everybody on a cell phone, so you actually had to interact and watch TV, eat food, stay up all night.
And whoever fell asleep first, put the toothpaste on the hand and slap them. That was fun stuff.
All of that back then, that era where it was like pretty pure, I missed all of that. Like all my associates, you know, I would hear that with the stories, or, you know, you're watching movies and you're seeing, you know, them play it out in the series. I'm like, oh, I never had that kind of like, pretty much my life was first of all, I was homeschooled. So like the first couple years, like I probably did go to private school. But I dealt with a lot of bullying situations. So my mom ended up pulling me out and I was homeschooled. And then that was before they changed the concept of homeschooling, because now, you know, there's a homeroom teacher, and then you can go mingle with other kids, and there's activities that you can do.
Yeah,
that wasn't the case. Yeah, like when I was going to homeschool, no teams, no cheerleader, none of that, no nothing. And you could sorry, my child like walked in and I'm like, oh, you see,
I figured that.
It's all good.
You're like, no. I told y'all before this interview.
Just popping the light, like, no, that's the head telling the kid to go. So
we got you.
So with the homeschool, my mom, she was a teacher, she was a principal, she was a bully, she was everything, you know, so I didn't really have that life. Gotcha. I didn't really, you know about the recess and all that. So it was kind of boring. Like I was pretty much at this table the whole time doing work.
I thought it had to weigh a toll on you.
Yeah, it did, because the only time I really got to like socialize was being at Amazing Grace Conservatory or doing theater or a commercial. And then it's like, oh, can't exchange numbers. It's like, leave where you found them. So I was pretty much sheltered, very sheltered.
Yeah.
And then when all that came, that was my family. Like it was a big escape.
And that's what I was going to say too, because that was like your friends, because they were all like around your age range. So that was like, yes, I get to socialize with people my age.
Yes. Lori Beth was the eldest. She was like the big sibling that wants to shake off all the little annoying siblings.
It seemed like that though.
We were the annoying siblings. Let me see. Katrina was the youngest. So she was like the annoying sibling that was always pulling pranks and stuff. Me and Elisa, I think they said like we were like the resident babes or something. I was like, how do you say that for kids?
I know,
like,
right? That's a little creepy.
Yeah.
And that was actually the wording I heard. I was just like, okay. But I was like the homegirl. I was the homegirl. You know, everyone had the crush on Kel and Keenan. No, they had the crush on Josh and Kel.
Oh, Keenan was the guy.
Yeah.
That's like, and he's always cool with everybody. Just like y'all probably were the same, but opposite sex.
Yeah. So it was just a big family. It was a great experience. I mean, you have your ups and downs, but as far as for any child, it's Nickelodeon. You know, Universal Studios Florida, that was our backyard.
Listen, I had an experience going to Universal Studios, and I just had to ask you this question: is the slime applesauce? Okay,
so the slime that they're actually sliming everybody with, I think that's some kind of toxin. But the one
no, because I went to the studios, and you know they call somebody up there to get slimed and gacked, and I was the person that got slimed, and then it fell on me, and I'm like, oh, it tastes like applesauce.
Okay, so the one that they probably had fall on you, because I would say it depends on what the situation was, because I'm like, okay, some of that was toxin. I was gonna say I wouldn't swallow it. If it was the actual show, or that, I think I know what you're talking about. That was probably when we had the Gap Kitchen.
Oh,
yes, that was applesauce.
I knew it, because I do not like applesauce, and I knew that.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's what it was. It was applesauce that was dyed green, and then you had the boogers, which was banana pudding and green pineapple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pineapple chunks.
Oh, my gosh.
You gonna eat pineapple?
And then, I love pineapples, though. I love pineapples. I don't care about that.
I flirted with Usher. I remember it. I was just like, hey, let's go to the Gap Kitchen.
Usher like, all right, come on.
Oh, yeah. So me and Usher up in there eating boogers and slime. Like, yeah, can't
and you
tell
know,
everybody.
I know you had to have a crush on him, because Usher was that guy. You wanted to go that way.
He came came to our show with the first album, so nobody really.
Oh yes,
Okay.
so he had that baby face. You was in middle school. I probably was in like elementary, but I ain't gonna put my age out there.
He was fresh, baby face, all that. So we had first dibs on a lot of artists that came through. Like before, like the girls were like super going crazy. So we had access. But my mama blocked all that.
You knew she wasn't having that. You knew she wasn't having that.
She wasn't having any of that. I even had a crush on Jason from So For Real. Like,
oh wow, that's back.
That one was a little bit more realistic because I kind of was able. Me and a couple of the cast members were kind of able to keep that a little bit under wraps. But then it was like I think second season, somebody ended up coming into the makeup room because they had just gotten there, and we had the hair and then we had the makeup, and there used to be like this wall, like how the screens are split right now. And somebody was on the other side, and someone ran and was like, Angelique, Jason's here. And they're just talking like, "Ooh, your man is here," so like that. And they didn't know that someone was on the other side. And that person had a big mouth. And when I say in less than 2 hours, it spread throughout that whole studio.
Oh my gosh. Haters. They was just so mad.
Haters. And I remember that day because it was just like all of a sudden everybody knew, and then you always have that one that's like, oh, well, you like him. Well, let me try to see if I can, So it was that kind of situation. But we had kept it quiet for so long. Like I had like the biggest crush on him, and he was so sweet. His brother's so caring. Like I don't have anything negative to say about them. And that was the same thing with TLC. Got to kick it with them. Aaliyah.
Yeah, that's dope because
everybody.
Legends.
What was Aaliyah like?
Oh my God. Quiet, but so cool. It's like I think she probably was like shy. Yeah. Because she always used to have the glasses. Yeah. And she would crack jokes. I remember when I asked her for the pictures. That's one thing I will say about my mom. That era was all about autographs. Yeah. And it wasn't about pictures because pictures hadn't really become the thing. My mom was like, yeah, that's cool, get an autograph. But she used to be the main one to be like, get a picture. Make sure you get a picture.
So she was the original Instagram.
Right. That's funny, right? And exactly. And the studio was like, no, they didn't want us bothering the artists. They were just like, so we would kind of have to sneak and get autographs. So some of us were able to pull off pictures, but if it wasn't for my mom, a lot of the pictures that I post with TLC and Run DMC and all of them and Heavy D, it's because of my mom.
So did you get the autograph from Aaliyah, or that was?
So remember how they used to have the little signs with their names by the dressing room? Yeah. So I would get those signed by the artist. So I got Aaliyah's signature and the picture.
So where is it?
In storage. My mother.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's a collector. Let me just say that.
So you don't want to say she's a hoarder.
That's really what I wanted to say.
But collector, I guess that sounds better.
Hey, let me ask you this real quick. Did you know at the time that you were just as famous as those artists, or it didn't seem that way?
Nope. First of all, did not have cable. Second of all, still stayed in the hood, didn't move out, was taking the bus, all kinds of stuff. So I had no idea that our show was getting ready to blow up the way that it had. Yeah. Like we would see the kids there, but we thought those were like, we didn't know. I don't even know if we really knew where they got those kids from. Being the audience. I think I know maybe Kel and them might have had different experiences because they were in regular school. I was still homeschooled. So
and plus they're guys, and it's easier to. I feel like guys get it better with stuff like that because then they seem extra cool, and like you see how you were getting bullied and stuff. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk more about the bully part of you being on television and.
The haters.
The haters is what we will say now.
Like, what was your experience like being bullied in school while you have a hit show?
Wow. Okay, so when the show was on, my mom went ahead and pulled me out. So like before that, just the process of just the fact that I was acting and doing other things, it was like physical. Like either I was getting clowned or I had the boys. The thing was, I was getting bullied mostly by boys.
And that's because they liked you.
Yeah.
And I kept on hearing that. But see, I was a tomboy and I was martial arts too. So I didn't take too lightly you hitting me or pushing me. You were going to get hit or pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was always the one that got in trouble. Like I remember there was this kid and we were in private school, Christian. It was a Christian school. And I'm standing in line waiting to go back into the classroom. And this boy comes up out of nowhere and pushes me and I hit the pavement in my face and everything. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to get you back. So that's what happened. He got pushed back. He fell a little bit harder than I did. I got in trouble.
Whose fault was that?
So, like what happened? So I mean, I was running into situations like that. I was getting like uniforms stolen, and I remember this kid. We were on top of a slide, and one thing my mama always told me, she was just like, "You better make sure you come back to the house with your uniform. Don't get your uniform stolen or anything." Mm-hmm. So I wasn't about to go back home without my uniform. Mm-hmm. So my mama just told me, don't come back home without my uniform. So she had just bought this uniform with the little sweaters. I don't know if you guys remember little sweaters.
Mm-hmm. I went to Catholic school.
Okay, so you already know. This boy, I guess he must have lost his sweater, and his mama told him the same thing, so he thought he was going to steal mine.
Wow.
But I had initials in my jacket. Mm-hmm. So I remember it was lunchtime. I looked. He had my jacket because all of a sudden my jacket was gone. I took the jacket. So when it was time for us to go out and play, I'm on the top of the slide and he comes and he's trying to take the jacket off of me. It's like, give me the jacket. I'm like, no. And this was back around paddle times when they were still giving.
I was going to ask you that because I know I heard that. I didn't get that happen to me.
I got him in Christian school.
Oh, yeah, faithfully. So I'm telling him no. And now we're having this tug of war on the top of those old metal slides.
Yeah,
and those slides used to burn when the sun was out.
Yeah.
Right. He was trying to make me go over, but he obviously ended up going over first. But then I'm the one who got in trouble. Got sent to the principal, and all I saw was a paddle on the wall. And I'm like, wait, hold up.
I'm like, let me explain my case.
Did y'all have a nickname for y'all paddle? Because mine in my Christian school was the Green Hornet.
We probably did. I just tried to avoid it by all means possible.
Because you're going to give me this paddle. My mom was going to give me the paddle.
Shoot, I got it for a week straight one time.
My mom, I was going to definitely get it from my mama. So I was trying to avoid it by all means necessary.
Exactly. And so we talked about all that and living in the hood while being on a hit show. I know that had to be hard with your mom being homeschooled. So how often did you really go outside besides to go to the classes that you were in?
I mean, I might have gone and checked the mailbox or
oh my God.
or dumped trash. I really did not go out like that. Like literally, I might have played with the kids at my front door because we had, metal doors and stuff. Like it was crazy. I don't know if people think like it was a jail or something, but I really did not get to socialize like that. I really was very sheltered growing up.
Your mom was probably like more focused on trying to get y'all out and thinking that you were like the way that she could do that and help and raise you to be independent. So she was a single mother, so it's kind of
and everything was new to her. And plus, she was young, so it definitely was new to her. I say I graduated from school at the age of 16, 15 or 16.
That is the plus with homeschool. Mm-hmm. You graduate early.
Yeah, that definitely is. And then I went straight to college. So that was the twist of being in college at the age of 15, 16. So you're in there with adults. So that's when, and I do not have the virus. I'm just over here.
Listen, I told you it was going to come out.
That's the water. I'm like, hold up.
No, she don't got the Rona, y'all.
Right? It's like, hold up, wait a minute. So I was in college with these adults and they were still adults, but they were teenagers. Yeah. So they were still watching the show. So I was on the teams. That was the first time I was able to be on teams. I ran track. So my the track members, they all watched the show. The basketball players knew the show. Like that's when it became real, because it was just like now the girls who were in love with the basketball players or any of the other team members were mad because the team members liked me, but they liked me because I was on the show.
And they're like, oh, so let's hang with her. So You was
I
popular.
was running into that aspect of it. So it was just crazy. It's like you go from the kids, then you go to the college. And then, but when I was in college, that's when it was just like, oh, that's the girl from all that. Oh, she thinks she's all that. I used to hear that so many times. Oh, you think you're all that? I'm like, oh my God.
And girls used to say that all the time, like you. And then this the famous comeback. You must think I'm all that.
I did say that a couple of times. Yes, I did.
I know you had to say it.
I just wanted to say one thing. I kind of can feel you on that because my cousin coached at Savannah State, and Taj Mori came there to play football. So they was whooping up on his team one time. On Savannah State was beating his team, but and Taj Mori was like the punt returner. Every time he would return a punt, the team will hype themselves up to tackle him and celebrate about it.
That's messed up.
I'm like, that's just straight hating for real. You're losing, but you get hyped every time you tackle him.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Jealousy. So did you graduate?
No. So the crazy, and I say that I could have, and I wish I had been more serious about it. I actually could have. I think I had about one more year left. But the bullying had gotten pretty serious. It was actually an attempted rape that happened up there.
Wow.
And I was with the Black Student Union at the time. And let me tell you, Black Student Union does not play when it comes to that.
Yes.
So you were at an HBCU?
No, the crazy part was I was at a community college, but we still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we still have our Black Student Union. And it was actually a member I think he was on the basketball team. I was on the track team. And when word got back, but it was crazy. The girls who liked him was jealous. It was like, it was still like, it was like, are you crazy?
He was still giving you attention. What you mad for?
What you do to have him? Trust and believe. But it got him back to, my members of the BSU. They were very militant. And I remember that thing that happened like on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. And all I know is by Friday, people not showing up and people showing up. And by the time the next week came, it was apologies, happening and everything. But it was just too much going on because it was like I was dealing with too much. Like I said, I was young. I was probably at that time now I'm 16.
Yeah.
17. And I'm dealing with all kinds of stuff that I haven't dealt with before. And like I said, I had 1 year left. Like, it has to be pretty serious if you have 1 year left and you leave the school and you don't even hear if your credits get transferred.
Yeah.
So my major was cinematography and I was almost done.
Oh, come on. Well, you know what? You could actually finish.
Yeah.
It's never too late to go back.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, I definitely, I went back. Now, I will say, because I ended up getting Boston Public. I had gotten the episode on Boston Public. And that's one thing I always tell people. I'm just like, always have your backup plans and everything.
Yes.
I remember back in that era, we would get stuff and it'd be like, oh, you're going to be on Boston Public. Oh, you're going to be on Dawson's Creek or something like that. And we'd be like, oh, cool. Boom. I don't have to do nothing else. And then that might be the one episode that you had and then
they don't ask you to come back.
You don't ask you to come back. Or you might have had a reoccurring, but then they change it. Because I had a reoccurring on Boston Public, but then they changed it to a co-star, and that was it.
So they
I'm
didn't have to have you reoccurring as often.
Right. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, I'm cool. I don't have to worry about it. And then, life starts happening, years start passing. And then after a while, I had created my own pilot. I was doing stuff. And I was just like, why am I sitting here going to school for cinematography? I'm already in the industry. So then I switched to psychology.
Yeah.
And then I went back for psychology. I had always wanted to be a cheerleader, so I had tried out for the cheerleading squad, had made it, and then that week found out I was pregnant.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
He was like, darn it. It was those moves. It was those moves.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
You need to chill out with those moves. You was too good.
Right, I was too good with the moves here.
So how do you keep yourself grounded, being that you were a childhood star and now with the childhood stars, some of them like Kyla Pratt, she's still grounded and level-headed, and you are the same way, so down to earth and chill, and you haven't gone off the deep end.
Hold on. How did you avoid the Amanda Bynes factor is what you want to really say?
Well, since you said it.
They released me. If they had probably kept me, I probably, who knows? that ain't no telling what would have happened. I'm grateful that everything happened the way that it did.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for the most part, because it was a double-edged sword, you know? So it was just like dealing with the home life and then dealing with the industry.
Yeah.
So, it's funny y'all said that name because I got to be real careful with that because, you know, we live in a society. It's like, everyone's so right. And
that's why I was careful with my words.
And I don't want to be like, oh, she's attacking her and all this other stuff. But
it's just how you feel about it. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I will say that I believe the industry played a very big hand in pretty much what's going on. As far as that, like I'm like, I do wish her all the best, but I will say that I noticed that when it comes to other nationalities too, when it comes to,
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, when it comes to other nationalities, they tend to be a little bit more caring. They want to help you. They're more understanding.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Because, you know, there was my situation. My situation wasn't nearly hers, but there was my aspect of it. But when you weigh out the two, it's like, it's not sitting here to be in competition, but it's like, why did my situation turn out the way that it did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so clearly there's a difference because even with the people in the industry and mutual associates, it's like they're more open with that situation.
Yeah, because I heard that you were like blackballed. Like, why?
Oh, yeah, completely blackballed. And I'm not going to say she was responsible for her situation, but I wasn't responsible for my situation either. Things that happened to us is when we were kids, you know, and I don't know what happened to her. So I can only speak for myself. But what happened to me was as a child. So why am I sitting here being punished for something that, you know, I was
had
a kid?
nothing about? Like, you didn't know.
You know,
and then you didn't have any response. Like, you weren't the adult in the situation. So why did it have to hinder you?
And I felt some kind of way because I will say that I felt some kind of way because I think a couple of them were like, oh, you know, I support this person and if you ever need anything. And I'm like,
wow.
That's crazy.
It's just like, what? I was like, was I over there in the corner beating myself up? Like, what's going on here? But, you know, life is life. I will say prayer, a lot of prayer, because it wasn't where I'm at right now mentally and spiritually. It took years.
Yes, it does.
Because, you know, I was suicidal. I was all kinds of stuff, you know, alcoholic. It takes its toll on you because especially when everyone has turned their back on you, especially for something.
Yeah.
And then everybody swears that they know what happened. And a lot of people that weren't there. And then you have this game that we used to call the telephone game in theater. I don't know if you guys know about it, but you start off at one point, you tell the story, and then by the time it gets back around.
Yeah, it's a whole different story.
We call it Whisper Down the Lane.
Yeah, we did that in class. Yeah, middle school class project one time. Yeah.
Exactly. And with that being said, that's what was happening in the industry. It was like people that weren't even there coming back and telling me my story. And I'm just like, you weren't even there. That's not even what happened. And you're dealing with that for years and years and not being able to work. But then it's like you try to do a regular 9 to 5 and you always have these trolls that are on the internet. I see when they be going off on other people and they just swear they know everything. Everybody's a doctor. Everybody's a therapist and all this. Everybody's a psychic. It's like, oh, well, she could have just gone and work, or he could have just gone to work. But then you have people like, and I forget the man's name, but the one from the Cosby Show.
That's what I was about to say,
I was
Cosby
working at the
Show.
supermarket.
The one that was working, yes, he was working there. You run into people like the person that tried to embarrass him.
And another incident happened with Young Jock when he was doing the ride sharing. I was like,
what she said was so foul. So you fell off. See, we run into people like that. But you see, when I was working, social media hadn't completely popped off. So I had people running into the jobs and had the kids going crazy, or the parents, or the little jealous ones saying little, you know, smart stuff, like especially guys I'm at a bus stop, and it was like, oh, that's the girl from all that. Oh, she fell off. She's on the bus. Okay, well, I can't get work industry wise, but if I'm at a 9 to 5, y'all sitting here stalking me at my job.
Exactly, and you on the bus too. So what that mean for you?
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
Like you gotta know better.
Right. So it ends up taking a toll. And like I said, if you don't have God, if you don't have a strong support system, you will end up on somebody's corner shooting up or end up somebody's hashtag. It's very easy. A lot of us were very close to it. So by the grace of God, a lot of us were able to pull out of it. And like I said, now, you know, like I've been baptized. Me and Kel were at the same church. Kel actually rebaptized me along with the pastor.
I was going to ask you about your relationship because I heard that he's a youth pastor.
Yeah, it's same church. Actually, he's actually my kid's youth minister. So it's crazy. It's crazy how everything went full circle. Like I told him that because I have the picture on my page. I told him, I said, "Can you imagine like we grew up with each other and we was a Nickelodeon? Like if you would have told us back then that we would be going to church, our kids would be in church, he would be preaching, he would be my kid's youth minister and baptizing me and all this other stuff." Wouldn't have believed it.
You'd be like, yeah, right. We'll be big stars and all this type of stuff.
Exactly.
You said, but it's just amazing how everything changed. Because he, you know, if you guys research his story, he went through a lot too.
Yeah.
So by God's grace, he pulled through.
And it's hard when you don't have people behind you, helping you, giving you that courage and motivation to keep going. Because you got to find that within yourself.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do when you're in a dark place.
Right, exactly. It's really hard. It's super hard. And like I said, if you do not have God, it's not gonna happen. I just had to keep on saying that because we live in a time period right now that everybody is lost. And they I don't know what they believe in, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's probably nothing.
They should, you know, it's not what they should be, and that's why the world is going crazy, like super crazy.
Believing in social media, that's what they believe in.
And comments, likes.
Oh my God, that and then now you have it where and it's not against anybody's beliefs. Like I said, just as long as it's not hurting anybody, but it's like you have everybody that wants to have these different beliefs, but none of them are doing the research.
Correct.
And because they're not doing the research, I've noticed lately, especially in the industry, they're starting to dabble in a lot of stuff that's not of God. Because they're thinking like, oh, well, if I burn this sage, you know.
That sage stuff.
I got these crystals. And I burn sage. Like, don't get me wrong. I burn sage. I have crystals too, but there's more to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, a whole lot more to it.
They
try me.
Doing other stuff. Like I've seen all kinds of stuff happen, and I'm just like, okay, what do you do? And then like I said, such spiritual warfare going on. I'm not trying to change the whole context of the show, but it's so much spiritual warfare that people have to really be careful what they're doing, and they're opening a lot of doors that they don't realize they're opening. They're not closing it.
Yeah, they just going off of what they see on YouTube. Oh, that's right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
One video. I'm changing my whole life now.
Exactly. And you don't know what that person's doing.
No, you're right.
They're copying the person because the person that's doing it knows what they're doing.
Exactly. And they just showing you a snippet.
I've seen celebrities, like I actually saw a top celebrity. I'm not going to say the person's name, but I knew what it was when I saw it. And he was sitting there talking to this person, and he was just like, you know, talking. So I guess we're having relationship issues. And he started speaking on something, and I kind of stopped, and I was like, he's speaking on something else. And he was actually... Now he has gotten this other person interested in, and sure enough, everybody in the comments started Googling. Everybody was interested. Everybody wanted to know about it, but it was on the whole other side of the spectrum. And this was a top celebrity. So you have these top celebrities doing all kinds of stuff, promoting their beliefs and everything, and then you have the state of the world.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to stay real focused in this industry. Drugs is the least of people's worries right now. People are sitting here battling demons right now.
Hey, you're right about that though.
That is the truth. And also, since I know you spoke about your son wanting to be a part of the business, is that still a thing for him or your daughter?
He mostly does it a lot. She kind of just follows along. She could care less. She's more interested in the craft service table. That's her thing. The minute she'll get to set, she's like, "Oh, craft service," and that's him too. But I'm like, "Nope, you got to sign in, do your thing." I let him still do it because he's still a child, and I can monitor what's happening. And by the grace of God, by the time he hits 18, he would have gotten enough common sense and learned the game enough to know what to do, what not to do. And either it might be out of his system, or whatever, because he does the things that I wasn't able to do. He plays sports.
Good.
I let him, get in programs, socialize. So it's not like when he hits 18, he's going to overdrive. It's like, oh my God, people, like squirrel. He's not like that. And reacting in a way that he shouldn't. He should be very well grounded by the time he hits 18.
Okay.
What type of shows is he in right now?
Well, he does a lot of music videos. Like he gets featured in a lot. Like the last one he just did, he was actually featured on Redman's Black Man in America. Okay. And actually he's on the cover of that one. And actually that one was a little controversial for a lot of people. Some people were shocked that I let him do it, because I don't know if you guys saw that cover, but that cover was, they have the kids' eyes marked off, but he's actually holding an AK-47.
Oh, okay.
But if you listen to the song, and not even so much as listening to the song, if you look at the video, the video was pretty much talking about what's happening in the world. Yeah, the scene that I was in actually depicted the church shooting, not the last one. Yeah, when the shooter came in and he shot I think it was like, I don't remember the number, but it was like 5 or 7 of them, or whatever. I was one of those. Then there was different scenes. They all represented something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he pretty much represented them taking, black male and America and defending America.
Yeah.
But it's, when I pick things and submit him for stuff, or let him do stuff, I always think about the outgoing effect of it. Okay, like how will this affect? What is the point of this? What is the purpose? Because he's received submissions. I had to release a manager that he had because they kept on submitting him on stuff. And I remember he was probably 10 at the time. He might have been 9. And I saw the script and they wanted him to say the N-word, MF, all kinds of stuff.
They wanted him to be like, what's that guy named? Bobby? Remember when he was in Grown Ups?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that dude was wild, boy.
She's like, it ain't happening here.
It wasn't even about to happen.
And what's the name of the song that he was in? What's the name of the song?
Oh, Redman's Black Man in America.
Okay.
Yeah, and but he's done a lot. Like he was featured in Gips and CeeLo's video. I forget the name.
Shout out to Gips, CeeLo, A-Town.
He played young Gip. He has the long hair and everything.
What's up?
Fatima Robinson is the one who actually casted him. She's a celebrity choreographer for Jenna Jones. Yeah, like he's done so much. Like he has his own page. He has his own IMDb. He has his own Instagram. I run it. So
I was gonna say, what's his name?
Well, on Instagram is Prince Chris B. So Prince and then Chris and then the letter B.
And is Chris the regular way with a C?
Yes.
Because you know how we like the KRIS. We know how to KH.
Right. Yeah. No, I had to keep it straight. And he did a film too that it should be. They're probably going to release it this year. I'm guessing it's probably going to hit the festivals where he's actually the lead.
Oh,
it's him. He's like he's a guardian angel, and he's actually the only black kid in the film.
Go, Chris!
Okay.
Look at you, got you a little kid star on your hands.
Like he loves it, but like I said, I'm definitely one of those parents too, though, where I have told him like he's missed auditions because I'm like, if your schoolwork isn't done, if you are acting up, if you have been grounded, you're not going.
Awesome.
And it brings me to a story real quick that you said that. I remember my cousin was supposed to audition for All That when it came to Raleigh, North Carolina. But he ran into his mother's car with his bike, so he couldn't go to the audition.
Sound about right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It would sound about right. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, his old representation was just like, because there's been time like he had some major ones. It was even one that he was up for with a Taraji, and I was just like, he can't go. So they were like, what?
Well, that's what I would have been like. What?
Is that
Taraji? Come on now. Like, come on, mom.
Listen.
Like, yo, you got to work something out
I was
here.
like, please, mom, I do the dishes all week.
Yeah, I have my levels, but sometimes. You got to put your foot down, especially for these kids, especially for the black males. Because if you start thinking that, because he started having this complex where it's like, they love me, they love me, they love me. Yeah, they love you just the same way they love me too.
Mm-hmm.
Quick as they build you up, the quick as they will take you down.
And I feel like it hits the males harder.
Yeah.
So, especially when you're out here in these streets, they're going to show you how much they love you.
Oh, yeah.
So
you're right about that.
If you told to do something, and it's not killing you, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to understand the discipline and following directions, whether from any kind of authority, whether it's teachers or whatever. You just have to understand you can't. Hollywood would have you thinking that you can do anything and that you're untouchable.
No, yeah, I believe you on that.
And for a kid, that's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So then when he's in the real world, he's like, he's not doing it now, but it was leading there, which is like, oh, I can talk this way. I can, no, it's still yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am, no, sir.
Yes, because you try to get smart and get that backhand quick.
If they tell you to do something, they tell you to finish your work in a certain time, you better do it, because there ain't no talking back to the cops. There ain't no talking. There's none of that. They tell you to stop.
Right now, they don't even want you talking.
And like I told him, I said, because I used to be like, wait till you get 18. It's not even 18. They messing with the kids now.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no age limits at all.
And that's true.
Yeah, you're right about that. Has anybody reached out to you about the reboot of all that, being on the show? Things
or having your kids on the show?
Yeah, or even your son.
Well, my son did audition for the show. Didn't get it, obviously, because he's not on it. I went to 2 of the episodes, and that was about it. Because it was, I posted it on my page, and they brought me out to say hi to the audience at the end, when they do the curtain call. But as far as being on the show, nope.
Oh wow.
And of course, it's not the same, so we already know that.
You're right. It's definitely different. I will say, because I met all the kids. I love them. They are really sweet. When they saw me, they all, like, their mouths dropped. Like, just the excitement that they had just to see me. And actually, I don't remember which cast member it was, but it was their idea to have them call my name at curtain call. Like, because I was just like, no, like, I wasn't going to go out there because I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they were like, no, they was like, we want you to come do curtain call with us. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
So what are you working on now? And what do you see yourself doing in the future?
Right now, I've just really been focusing on pretty much figuring, his career, what he wants to do with it. I'm kind of just now getting back into the acting and focusing on it, because it kind of just like took a step back, figure out if it's something I really want to do. I was doing music for a minute. Everybody wants me to get back doing music because I had a record deal and everything. And it's just like, everything just takes so much time. And it's, when you have kids that are doing all kinds of things, playing sports, and one to be in the industry, one wants to dance, another one wants to sing, and this wants to do this and all this other stuff. It's like, you have to figure it out. It's like, it's only one me. Like, if there was 10 of me, I would be able to figure it out. But right now, I'm probably more focused. I'm going to start back with the acting. And
I think you should hit up Tyler Perry.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Everybody is saying that. So that is something that I'm definitely looking at. I think that would actually be
Come
awesome.
on to Atlanta.
Come on to the A. That's where it's at right now.
Putting it out. I'm actually in Atlanta right now. So.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah. So,
I mean, not during this time, but, you should definitely reach out.
It's kind of crazy out here right now.
Oh my gosh. It was a perfect time to come. I was like, I think the networks are all shutting down for the most part. Counties are shutting it down. Like,
for school.
But,
I got 2 quick questions real quick. Who was your record deal with?
It was X-Pac Records. But I also had singles that were on So Def Records mixtape UK, and I was on Slip and Slide Records UK.
Trick Daddy.
I know. I was like, UK? Oh, okay. So they put you
international.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I want to ask you too. How do you feel about shows like Wildin' Out?
That's on the set of Tyler Perry Studios. I was actually on an episode.
Yeah. Oh, were you?
In the audience.
Oh, that's dope. I mean, it's a cool concept. I like it's a cool concept. It gives influencers an opportunity to continue to branch out and do other things, and you make more money. That's really what it is. It's really about those influencers that want a platform and aren't able to get a platform anywhere else. So I think he does concerts too.
He does. He's on tour right now.
Yeah, he just matter of fact left my home state back in North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay, so like he goes on tour with them, and it's just like he helps promote them, and he brings them back if you're funny enough.
Yes.
You know, so he'll keep on using you. I think it's pretty cool what it's turned into. I mean, people like it, you know, and then it keeps you on your toes.
Definitely does.
Definitely.
Because when I was sitting in the audience, it was a good feel, like a good environment. It was just real, like you came there to laugh, you came there to have a good time, and that's what they give you. So I feel like you should think about something like that too to boost your, if you want to get back out there and do the acting and everything, that could help. But
yeah, I auditioned for Wild 'N Out probably, I don't know how many years it's been on, but I auditioned for Wild 'N Out when I was in California, and when it was out there actually. And I want to say it might have been like 5th season.
Oh.
And well, whatever season Cat Williams was still on.
Oh
there.
yeah, that was in the beginning.
In the very beginning. And I remember I made it all the way to callbacks and everything. They were cracking up, dying and all that. And I auditioned for Nick. Nick is the one who called me in.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
For the callback, because it was actually a joke. I had made a bet with somebody, and they were auditioning looking for fly girls. So they're like the fly girl, Wild 'N Out girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm just gonna go in there. And I did it just because or whatever. And the casting directors were like, oh my God. They looked at my resume and said, wait a minute, you're the girl from all that. Like, does Nick know you're here? And I was just like, probably not. And by the time I had left and was in the car driving off, my manager calls me and was like, hey, did you leave a Wild 'N Out audition? I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, they want you to come back for a callback before series regular. Nick is requesting you. And I was like, okay. And he was like all geeked and all excited. And I was like, why aren't you excited? And I was just like, we'll see. We'll see what happens when I get there. Because, this was during the whole, nobody was really knowing why I wasn't on the show. And, everything came out. But I'm hearing the rumors through the industry and everybody's acting the way they're acting or whatever. And, like I said, I got there. There was people I remember this. It was like at least 2 people that was in that weight room. They saw me and recognized me. And they were just like, got up and left. But I was just like, no, don't leave, because you probably still gonna get it. Because they're saying, they're logically thinking like, oh, if you're here, you were from the show, oh, you about to get it. That's not what happened. But I went in there, I killed it. Everybody was cracking up. And for whatever reason, I didn't get it. So I just chalked it up, just threw it in the other bag with all the other stuff.
Exactly.
So
I think you should have got that.
Yeah. I think he brought some of the other cast members on the show. I remember they had a little mini all that reunion of the OGs on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Well, we appreciate you, and we want to thank you.
Yeah,
but
most
before we
definitely.
end it, we want to do a little game. So I have 3 questions. Have you ever had a weird Uber experience?
Yes, but I was a driver.
Really? I used to drive Lyft.
Yes, I did Uber and Lyft.
Oh, okay.
So tell us about your weird experience.
This was during Coachella, and there was this guy. I don't know how many pills he must have had or whatever, but he had
He was geeked though.
super. He had a water backpack on. I will never forget that. And he got into my seat. It was him and like 5 other people that crammed into my vehicle. Mind you, reception is horrible out there because you're like in the desert. Couldn't find anything. But the whole time he's just talking and he's looking like he's sweating and everything. Make a long story short, I can't remember half the stuff that he said. But what I do know is that when he got out of my vehicle, my seat was drenched.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Did not know it was drenched until the girl that got in after, who had shorts on because it's Coachella, sits down in the seat and is like, oh my God, your seat is wet.
Wow. I would have been pissed for real. And luckily it was water, because if it wasn't.
I think it was a mixture of water and his sweat, because he was sweating.
Gosh, yeah, he was geek. Yeah, he was on something hard.
Yeah. Oh, super.
I have another one. If you had to pick a new name for yourself, what would you pick?
A new name?
Yes.
Chocolate Thunder. No, just playing.
Oh, I was going to say, okay. All right, Chocolate Thunder. That's what them cheerleading got you into, All right, Chocolate Thunder. We're gonna stick with that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll stick with Chocolate Thunder. Yeah.
And the last one is be single for a year. This includes no dating or go on bad dates for a year straight.
I've done both of those.
So which one is better?
Well, I think I would do the single.
Exactly.
Yeah, what's out there now? Ooh, Lord.
Yes, I think I would do the single too because bad dates, I would probably for a year
You're
straight.
not dealing with that person. You dealing with their baggage and whoever they dating. Then they always have that one that thinks they still together. And
Oh,
then they
yeah.
want to be mad. It's a whole no.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Well, we want to thank you so much
Yeah,
for
definitely
taking the
thank you
time out of your day and doing this interview with us. We really appreciate it. You're a legend.
Thank you.
Yeah, most
Thanks for
definitely
having me
legend.
on.
And do you want to drop your social medias?
Yeah, social media, all that type of stuff. Any upcoming projects?
Okay, you can check me out on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Angelique Bates, Angelique, because a lot of people cut it off, and then Bates. Like I said, I'm just now really getting back in the industry, but you can definitely check out my son. Like his Instagram is Prince Chris B, the letter B, because he's the one that's taking over right now. Once I figure out what I'm gonna do with life,
Aren't we all?
Projects.
Well, that's dope. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Yo Rewind That. Make sure you follow us on our social medias at Yo Rewind That _Mariah _J.
And at b.high, and that's on Instagram and Twitter. Mariah doesn't do Twitter. But
I have
her
a
on
Twitter.
Instagram.
But my Instagram be lit.
Make sure y'all subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Make sure also you rate and review the podcast and give us a 5-star rating and tell us how great we are.
And how much you love it now that I'm a part of the cast.
Yes.
And make sure to listen to us on all the other podcast platforms. Thank you. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Yo Rewind That. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and give a review on Apple Podcasts. Also, follow at Yo Rewind That on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Or visit us at www.yorewindthat.com.